Good evening, everyone. This time we are going to discuss about branches of literature, which is fiction and drama. So the first part I will be the one to discuss, and the second part it will be discussing Miyuki Ijima, my partner. And let's start the meaning of fiction. By the way, writing fiction, it is written and produced by the authors based on the author's imagination, experience, and their point of view. So first is we talk about the meaning of fiction. So fiction comes from the Latin word, or historically can derive from a Latin word factus, which means to form or to create something based on the author's experience or perspectives or beliefs. So, but in a dictionary, literature create in a form of prose, which means the text was stated clearly, the meaning was there, and understandable by the readers. So that's it. Another is this particular branch of literature consists of stories, novels, and dramas based on or made up fabricated stories and characters. So when you say fabricated, it means they created based on their imagination. The character, the plot, the settings are not real, but maybe it is based on the real life situations, but they're fabricated. The character's name, settings, place, any they it change the that all of that. So another is fiction based on stories of actual historical events. Fiction can be based on stories of actual historical events, but mostly no, all parts of that story are not real. So there's that's the author's style on create literary pieces that was more a default siya, something condiments in a story to make it interesting. So they add more magical or imaginary happenings in the story. And one of the example of historical fiction was Phoebe the Spy by Judith Berry Griffin. It is considered historical fiction because it is happens during American World War Revolution. I think it is almost 140 years ago. That story based on real happenings, but not all are real in the story. So that was considered historical fiction because it is not based on legal basis or scientific basis. Next is fictitious characters are presented in fictitious settings, stories, and novels. They maybe have some resemblance to real life events and characters. So when we say fictitious, meaning it is not real, not true, or it is created by a person or an author. So they maybe have some resemblance, meaning they're portraying the life of the original person, but they change their names, the place, the settings, but the themes is almost the same to the original. So that was considered a fictitious fiction. So next we need to talk about the function of fiction. So the function of fiction is first is to entertain, educate, and inspire the readers and the audience. So basically one of the most important uh, function of fiction is, I think, to educate or to inspire readers or to change the views of the readers point of view about life. So because of fiction, they can balance what would be the right or the best thing to do about life. So next function is fiction provides an insight into the life of the characters, manners, events related to individuals' own experiences. So it means this part it means that fiction try to use a person's life in order to motivate and inspire the readers about life which is relevant to their own experiences. So that's it. So another function is fiction may help us release pent-up emotions like hate, rage, and dislike, but only in humorous way without naming particular group or people. So fiction, in a way of fiction, we can express our feelings, hate, emotions about groups of people or particular people without naming them. So it is mostly it's a safe way on expressing our feelings. So that's it. And to sum up about fiction, I would say that fiction has a very big impact to us in a sense that our lives are composed of different stories, different experiences, sad and happy, that through fiction it will come out and gives a lesson to those people who can relate it. So that would be it, and thank you.
Thank you for that, Eman. So, on the second part, we will be discussing about drama. So, what is drama? Drama is a mode of fictional representation through dialogue and performance. It is one of the literary genres which is an imitation of some action. Drama is also a type of a play written for theater, television, radio, and film. So, as we all know, we are all familiar what is drama. But some of us aren't familiar yet with the different types of drama. So, on the next page, we'll be talking about the different types of drama. Let's have first the comedy. So, comedies are lighter in tone than ordinary works and provide happy conclusion. With that, we have tragedy. So, tragic dramas use darker themes such as disaster, pain, and death. Now, with farce, we have generally a farce is a nonsensical genre of drama which often overacts or engages slapstick humor. Melodrama, it is an exaggerated drama which is sensational and appeals directly to the senses of the audience. Now, for the musical drama, in musical dramas, dramatists not only tell their stories through acting and dialogue, but through dance as well as music. So, some of the types here, we are familiar with some of this, but I know some of this others aren't familiar yet. So for the comedy part, maybe a lot of us or all of us loves this type of drama. So with the example of this one, let's have the movies of Vice Ganda. We all know that Vice Ganda is a comedian and a host as well, and an actor as well. But most of Vice Ganda's genre are more on comedy or sometimes romantic comedy, like the Girl Boy, Bakla Tomboy, and other dramas as well. And next we have tragedy. We all know that the very first drama that we will be thinking is the Romeo and Juliet. And by the way, Romeo and Juliet is one of my example here, so I'll be talking about that later. Now we have melodrama. So for the melodrama, as Filipinos, we do love watching TVs. So we have different types of channels, but let's talk about some melodramas. I think the best example for melodrama is the show MMK, where it tackles about real life experiences. And actually, most of the stories here are about the stories of those people who encountered some difficulties. And I think that's the best example for melodrama. And next, we have the musical drama. We've seen a lot of musical dramas like High School Musical, Camp Rock, and at the same time, I think one of the best favorite musical drama is The Greatest Showman, because it is musical wise, it is very great, and also acting wise, and the actors as well. So that's it for the types of drama. Now let's move on to the example. So for the example part, this is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So actually, Romeo and Juliet is part of the tragedy. We all know the ending. It did not had a wonderful ending, but it had a painful and death as well. Now let's move on to the function of drama. So for function, what is the function or what are the functions of drama? Now one, we have drama is one of the best literary forms through which dramatists can directly speak to their readers or the audience, and they can receive instant feedback of audiences. Also, a few dramatists use their characters as a vehicle to convey their thoughts and values, such as poets do with personas and novelists do with narrators. In dramas, the characters live out a story without any comments of the author, providing the audience a direct presentation of characters' life experiences. So, actually, drama was made or was discovered to connect with the audience or to connect with those people having the same experiences as those characters. Also, one of the function of drama is to entertain the people watching it, and the other functions of drama is also to tell us stories that we haven't heard before, we haven't experienced before, but with that, we were able to experience it. Drama was able to bring us to other part of the world. So, to end this topic, I would like to leave you a quote from Martin Luther, which says, "If you want to change the world, pick up your pen and write." So, don't be afraid to share your own thoughts and opinions, as long as it is a fact and as long as it helps others to open their eyes from what they thought was real. They said that pen is one of the best weapon that we possess, that gives us the freedom to express what we feel or how we feel that others also feel. So don't be afraid to lift up your pen, go ahead and write and express all your emotions. As long as you write only the facts, then one day the world will change for a better. With that, we've already talked about fiction and drama. That's it for our report. Thank you and have a wonderful day.